In the ancient heart of Jerusalem, where every stone holds a story, stands a gate, sealed still and shrouded in mystery. The Golden Gate, also called the Gate of Mercy, has been closed for nearly 500 years, but it's more than limestone and mortar. It's a symbol, a warning, a promise. To the casual traveler, it's just another relic of the past. To the devout, it's a divine threshold. For Jews, it awaits the Messiah. For Christians, the return of Christ. For Muslims, it lies near sacred ground, tied to the end of days. This gate is not merely closed, it is waiting. And in that waiting lies one of the most powerful enigmas on earth. Why was it sealed? Who ordered it? And most hauntingly, what will happen when it opens? Long before it was shut, the Golden Gate welcomed pilgrims, prophets, and kings into the sacred city. Its eastern-facing position, aligned with the Mount of Olives, was never an accident. Jewish tradition speaks of a Messiah entering Jerusalem from the east. Christian Gospels echo this. Jesus entering triumphantly on a donkey. Islamic teachings speak of judgment beginning in the east. Though their scriptures differ, their direction is the same. Three religions, one gate, infinite meaning. And yet, it is sealed, brick upon brick, shutting out not just people, but hope. The silence of this gate is deafening. It whispers of prophecies unfulfilled, of glories remembered, and of futures feared. Jerusalem is no ordinary city. It is a crossroads of history and heaven, where faith has shaped architecture and war. The Golden Gate is a product of this tension, of spiritual promises and political control. Built on layers of past temples and empires, its foundations may go back to Solomon's time. Later, rebuilt by Byzantine Christians, it was revered as the very gate Jesus once passed through. Pilgrims called it golden for its glow at sunrise, but also for its spiritual weight. Midrash and Talmud texts spoke of a gate that would remain shut until the Messiah came. Ezekiel declared the Lord entered it once, and for that reason, none other may pass until he returns. In 1541, Sultan Suleiman the Magnificent made a fateful decision. While restoring Jerusalem's walls, he ordered the Golden Gate sealed, not by accident, not for defense, but to stop something bigger: prophecy. Many believe Suleiman feared a messianic uprising. Jewish belief held that the Messiah would enter through that gate, so the Sultan sealed it, brick by brick, permanently. And he went further. He placed a Muslim cemetery in front of it. Jewish priests or Kohanim cannot enter cemeteries. This was a spiritual blockade, not just political, but sacred. He didn't just seal a gate, he tried to seal destiny. But can destiny ever be truly closed? Since its sealing, the gate has watched centuries pass. Empires have fallen, wars have raged, and yet the Golden Gate remains still. But stillness is not absence. It is presence, quiet, charged, waiting. Religious groups have tried to reopen it, dig beneath it, pray before it. Israeli police and Muslim authorities guard it fiercely. Because this gate is not just sacred, it is political. It shapes policy, strategy, even fear. To some, opening, it would fulfill prophecy. To others, it would spark chaos. That's the weight this ancient doorway carries. A threshold not just of stone, but of fate. Modern archaeology has begun exploring the truth behind the gate. Using ground-penetrating radar and careful excavation, scholars have uncovered multiple layers beneath the structure. The visible gate likely dates to the 6th or 7th century, but beneath it lie older stones, possibly from the First Temple of Solomon, or the Second Temple expanded by Herod the Great. These were eras when Jerusalem stood as the heart of worship, when sacrifices, rituals, and prayers filled the city, and the gate, possibly standing even then, was already more than a door. It was a symbol of divine encounter. Layer by layer, stone by stone, the Golden Gate tells a story deeper than any written scroll. A story still unfolding, the Golden Gate stands at a spiritual crossroads where three global faiths overlap. Yet it is rarely a place of unity. Instead, it often sparks conflict. For some, its reopening would be an act of redemption. For others, a provocation of war. Symbolic attempts to open it have triggered unrest. Unauthorized prayers, secret excavations, political protests, they've all focused on this one gate because its meaning is not neutral. It is charged, sacred, dangerous. And in a city already heavy with tension, the gate becomes a match near dry powder. That is why it remains sealed, not forgotten, but feared. For Christians, the Golden Gate holds special resonance. It is believed to be the very gate Jesus entered on Palm Sunday, fulfilling Zechariah's prophecy. See, your king comes to you, gentle and riding on a donkey. That moment wasn't just historical, it was divine. It made the gate a portal of prophecy. But that's not where it ends. Christian eschatology teaches that Christ will return not just to the earth, but to Jerusalem. And through that same gate, he will re-enter the holy city. Its sealed entrance becomes a silent promise. That history will repeat, but not as before. This time with final judgment, redemption, and glory. For millions of believers, this gate marks the beginning of the end, or the start of eternity. Though not named in the Quran, the Golden Gate lies near sacred ground. It faces the revered Al-Aqsa Mosque. For Muslims, Jerusalem plays a central role in end-time prophecy. Hadiths speak of resurrection, judgment, and divine reckoning. Many believe the eastern part of the city holds special meaning. While the gate itself isn't the focus, its location binds it to the eschatological landscape. The cemetery before it carries spiritual weight. It's not just burial ground, it's a barrier, a guard. Placed with purpose, it silently defends. The sealed gate. In Islamic tradition, as in others, the city will witness the end. And this gate, though quiet, sits on the threshold of that future. A gate unwalked, but not unnoticed. Its silence speaks even in Islamic faith. Over the centuries, pilgrims from every corner of the world have come to see the Golden Gate. They touch its stones, whisper prayers, and weep before it. It's not just architecture, it's sacred terrain. Legends swirl around it like the morning mist, that it glows at dawn with heavenly fire, that angels once stood guard here, that kings passed through it barefoot in reverence, that one day it will burst open not by human hands, but by divine command. These stories are not just folklore, they are belief made alive through generations. The gate is a stage set for something greater. And each pilgrim who stands before it feels, if only briefly, the pulse of eternity. Scientists and spiritual seekers both study this site. But while their tools differ, radar and scripture, their goal is the same: to understand the mystery. Archaeologists carefully map its layers. Radiocarbon testing points to ancient origins. Scholars debate whether it overlays Temple Mount entrances. Others argue it hides a forgotten crypt. Some claim to have found stones that match Herodian design. Still, the full truth eludes us. Because the gate resists intrusion, its sanctity protects it from reckless excavation. Even knowledge must tread softly here. It is one of the few places on earth where faith and science meet not in opposition, but in awe. This gate is prophecy in stone, but it's also politics in action. The fear of what it might unlock has shaped centuries of decisions. Suleiman's seal was not just architectural, it was a message across time. Not yet. Religious groups plan for its reopening. Political leaders fear the fallout. Diplomats debate its status in peace talks. It's more than sacred, it's strategic. Its reopening could shift global tides. Which is why, even today, this silent archway sits at the center of global faith and fragile power. The world watches this wall. Tourists photograph it, pilgrims pray beside it. Security cameras never blink. Every inch of the Golden Gate is monitored. Not because it's dangerous, but because it's powerful. Even sealed, it shapes headlines. When tensions rise in Jerusalem, the area around the gate becomes a flashpoint. Rumors of its opening spark unrest. Religious leaders issue statements. Military leaders reposition units because everyone knows this is not just a gate, it is a powder keg of prophecy, and so it remains. Closed. Its arches unmoved, its secrets intact. But its story is far from over. Faith keeps the flame alive. Some believe the gate will open in their lifetime. Others teach that only the divine can move those stones. But all agree, it is not forgotten. Its symbolism has only grown stronger. Its closure has deepened its mystery. Its silence has made it shout. It waits, as all who believe wait, not for an army, not for a decree, but for a moment when history ends and destiny begins. To stand before the Golden Gate is to feel time press in on you, to sense history breathing beneath your feet, and to wonder, what comes next? Will it open? Will it remain sealed? Or will something greater pass through it unseen? No one knows, but the gate is watching. It has watched kings rise and empires fall. It has outlasted armies and earthquakes, and it remains solid and sealed as the world waits for what's next. Because when, not if, it opens, the world may never be the same again. This is the Golden Gate, and its story is just beginning.